There's been 3 matches where Arsenal struggles against smaller sides. And against Fulham, we're going to see 9 reasons why Arsenal are struggling. We start how each team played, and we're going to see how Fulham managed to control Arsenal. When Fulham have the ball on their own half, Arsenal start closing them down, trying to take the ball as high as possible. And I can see the shape of the back four going to stay the same. But all that going to change once Arsenal have the ball. And you're going to see straight away Partey going to go in the middle and become a second defensive midfielder, Rice. And the fullback going to be basically 3 fullbacks. Then you can see the whole attacking team going to push from all the direction. And with the 4 players now, with the Partey joining them, they can now control the mid and passing the ball around, causing problem and creating opening and chances. Now passing through the mid, through the center is the route 1. But Arsenal have route 2 as well, which is through balls. They try to send long ball, short passes into empty spaces, and they expect runners to run to that space. Another way Arsenal attack is through the flanks. Basically, they have Martinelli and Saka. They try to take the ball and straight away they try to cross it or pass it a low ball into the box, with every player in the Arsenal coming inside that box, outnumber the defenders, and for sure they can create chances. Now let us see how Fulham have managed to control that. Unlike other teams, when Arsenal try to build up from the back, they try to close them down. That's the other team do. What Fulham done cleverly is, they say if we close them down very high, we're going to leave back the midfield area exposed to Arsenal. So what they did is they closed them from the center area. They let Arsenal pass the ball around and leaving them only spaces to pass on the flanks. And that's why it resulted to ball being passed around over and over and over again. And even if somehow the ball passed that first defensive line and it reached to the flank through Martinelli or Saka, what Fulham do is they straight away the midfield and the center back and the full back try to surround that player on the wing. What result that the player have less options and he start to panic, and that's why they attack him and try to take the ball from him. And by outnumbering them as well, they are limiting his chances to cross. And even if they manage somehow again to cross that ball into the box, what Fulham done as well is the midfield and all the center back and full back, they compact themselves inside that box, making it difficult and outnumber Arsenal players on that area. So they get that ball again. Which means basically they stop 2 avenues of Arsenal main attacking threats, which is from the flanks and from the center through the passing. Because whenever Arsenal try to take any option there, it is crowded. So basically they pressure them to pass the ball to the flanks. They empty the space for them, but once Arsenal have the player on the flanks, they start attacking them in number. There's 2 results of that. Either they take the ball from him, or he panic and send ball back. And most of the time, because he's panicked, he sent the wrong pass. And this is how Fulham scored twice in this match. Now let us see how each team implemented that during the match. And we're going to notice the 9 reasons why Arsenal drew the match. Start with reason 1. Reason number 1, Fulham managed successfully to cancel Arsenal. They basically canceled all the threat. They overcrowded the midfield area, which forced Arsenal player to pass the ball into the flanks. And you can see Arsenal doesn't have options. They keep on passing through the flanks. And you can see how it's compact the Fulham midfield is, not allowing any space. And you can see once the player has the ball, you can see player attacking him and trying to take the ball from him. And another 2 players coming to Saka, and that's where happened the mistake which led to the first goal. So Arsenal couldn't pass from the middle. Then they cut even route 2, which is from the flanks. And you can see how they outnumber them. And Arsenal as well helped them. You can see here, Havertz, he have an opportunity to pass and he missed it. Then Rice as well have an opportunity to make a through ball and he missed it. So Arsenal as well helped Fulham manage and successfully to do their system, allowing them to pass the ball around. And even when Arsenal then somehow managed to find the space on the flank and they start crossing, they are all the time outnumbering Arsenal in the box and taking that ball back. Even in sense of organization, Partey was a right back. Then suddenly you can see White here as a right back. And you can see continuing Arsenal, all the passes around, but nothing dangerous. And it's easily read. You can see the three players, how they are suffocated the winger. They are not allowing any pass. The door is completely shut. You can see how many players are in the winger side and how much they straight away attack the player. They close him down. They close all the space in the middle. Now Rice has the ball. He has no options other in the middle of the flank. So what he do is he pass to the Odegaard on the other side. And Odegaard, he sees Saka. But look how all the players are going to surround the flank and leave no space for the player. 4 players against 2. Passing is difficult in that area. 2 players straight away go to the Saka and they take the ball.
You shall not pass!
But when they are surrounded and they have no option, they make long balls. And they did more long balls on Arsenal. And you can see all the time there are numbers there. You can see 3 against 3. All the time, 2 against 2. The passing is slick. You can see how they beautifully passing the ball around. And then when there is no option, a long ball and a through ball, and it is a dangerous chance for Fulham. Now, let us see how Fulham managed to control Arsenal. Look at the number of passes. I have to accelerate the video, but you can see here, he has no option, Trossard. So he passes back to the center area, to the defenders. White now has a ball. No option. Partey, no option. Again, number 11, 12 pass. And they kept passing the ball around, which was really helped Fulham defense because they were not under pressure during the whole match. And then at some moment, Arsenal just fed up and sent a long ball, which have no line. Arsenal had more position than Fulham. Unfortunately for Arsenal, it was in non-important area where Fulham let them just play and pass the ball around. And we can see in the stats how Arsenal was forced to play on the side, where they have most of position on the outsides, not in the center, which was previously the key strength of Arsenal. So they fall into Fulham's trap, and that's credit to Silva. Problem number 2 for Arsenal. Havertz. He's causing problem to Arteta. Because of his pass tag, he has to play him. The problem is he's contributing nothing attacker-wise, contributing little on the defensive side. And he's not brave enough. His decision is late, as we've seen an example before. And he misses a good chance of passing. And even when he tries Arsenal to attack and there's a chance in the box, he's too slow. He's basically walking here. He is now becoming the Maguire of Arsenal. Problem number 3 is Arsenal lack of creativity in the mid. Kai is indecisive. Rice, he doesn't have any creativity, and we see many examples of that. Partey as well. Look here. Saka has a ball. Partey can't do the run. No. What he does is, he basically is not offside now. He cannot pass to him. It's like he doesn't want to have the ball. And look, even the player, he can pass to Partey, but he doesn't fancy him. Saka as well can pass to Partey. He doesn't fancy it. So basically, even the Arsenal players doesn't trust him. And look here, Partey. Does he want to create a space? No, he's just going to walk around. Which brings me to the 4th reason. Partey is not a right back. He is lacking the position awareness. He doesn't go in the flanks and create an option for Saka. And he makes the job easier for defenders to mark Saka. Reason number 5 is Arsenal didn't adapt to the new system yet. Actually, Arteta himself doesn't know even if that system works. He's still experimenting and testing. And so far the signs are not good. Trying to accommodate a system to fit Kai is a wrong way to do it. I can see straight away that when Arsenal changed the system back to the old one in the second half, with Vieira in to play in Xhaka position, and you can see Zinchenko on the left side, like the new normal Arsenal of last season, the Arsenal who was doing very well. And you can see here straight away the difference between Partey and Zinchenko as an inverted fullback. Look here how he's looking around. Partey didn't do that. Look how he's brave to do the runs. Partey didn't do that. And he's crossing the ball in the box. Again, look to Vieira, how he's creative, how he's offering himself. Kai didn't do that. At the moment, I think Vieira is doing much more better than Kai. And he, especially as he fit the old system better than Kai. Look how he's clever. Look how he's moving around. Look how he's offering himself to the box. Again, twice he's offering himself the box. Actually, look how he's creating space for himself. Created the run, and that's where Arsenal scored the 2nd goal. Reason number 6 is Arsenal have defensive mistake on them. And you can see here, like the first goal, we've seen it was a defensive mistake. Again, now Zinchenko, another bad mistake. And Arsenal mistake going to continue because now there's an empty space there as well. I don't know why. But again, you have now 3 players controlling the game, But Rice come and take the ball out the corner. Do you think corner is a better and a safer option? And even here, the 3 player missing that easy corner, which resulted to Fulham scoring that goal. So it is a compilation of defensive mistake, one after another, after another, after another. Reason number 7 for Arsenal is the lack of real striker. Jesus is not a boss striker. And Nketiah is not a world-class striker. But you can state straight away what he had once he is on the pitch. And how Arsenal straight away were much more dangerous once on the pitch. Arsenal had more than 6 times XG than Fulham, which means they created more chances. Unfortunately, where Arsenal is dead down is the conversion rate. Look to the difference between Fulham almost winning the blue and Arsenal. For me, I think it's a big mistake that Arsenal invested on Kai, on the goalkeeper, when they could have bought a good striker in that area and added an option B, which is the reason number 8. Arsenal, when Fulham controlled them, they didn't have option B. What Arteta did in the second half is he reverted back to the old system because that option is not working so far. So I cannot even call it option B. Arsenal need to have other option, which is a working option, aside from the one which is last year, which obviously seemed Arteta doesn't want to use it this season, unless he's obliged to. Reason number 9 is taking Odegaard out. The last thing you want by the end of the match is losing control on the midfield area. And you basically give a sign to the other team that you think the match is over and you're going to defend, and you encourage them to attack you. Because if you have a fast runner and you don't have a creative one in the middle who's going to pick that pass, you're not going to be doing well in the counter. Actually, Arsenal have 0 counter during the match, like we see here. This is where Fulham was more vulnerable because they have to attack now. They have to score the equalizer. I needed someone who can read the pass, and no one do it better than Odegaard. Those are the 9 reasons why Arsenal struggle. Some of them can be sorted. Some of them still ongoing and in progress. I think Arteta trying to figure out how it works. I cannot blame him for trying, but I don't think it's working. We've seen it during the friendlies, and we're seeing the first 3 matches. And if I was an Arsenal fan, I would be annoyed if I see Kai again in the match against United. I don't think Arsenal can afford to lose against United. They have to go back to the old system. They have to go to the trusted method. The player doesn't know the system. The system itself, we don't know if it works or not. You're creating a chaos. Partey, he is not a right back. How many times you need to do that? Last season he done it and he was criticized by all the Arsenal fans. There are things which Arteta should have ticked off since last season, and he keep on doing the same mistake again. I know he's young, I know he's still learning, but I think common sense sometimes tell you that you cannot repeat the same thing over and over and expect different results. And Kai, he's not doing enough to deserve to start in any match. And the new system is not working. And it's no surprise because during my analysis of Arsenal transfer prior to the start of the season, I already expected that, and I highlighted that, and you can watch the full report with the data analyzed on the video there.